This is our tale of the tape. It's Cuba versus the Dominican Republic. Frank Sanchez versus Nagi Aguilera. Aguilera, more of a gatekeeper, 34 years old, 6'3", 238 pounds. Frank Sanchez, about the same size, although he will have a slight 1-inch reach advantage. It feels different. It sounds different. Here we go. Scheduled for 10 rounds. Aguilera in the black and red. Frank Sanchez, Cuban Flash in the gold and white. Chris, what kind of fight do you expect in this one?
Well, a lot of that depends on Sanchez. One thing I'm watching for early is how much separation he gets on his punches. Against Julian Fernandez, an awkward fighter, I thought he got a little bit too close. His punches were smothered. He needs to create more space. He does have one-punch knockout power. He just needs the space to do it.
Oh, there's that one-punch knockout power already landed, and Aguilera already in a bit of trouble. 30 seconds in.
I don't think this is going to last because there was a right hand before that right hand that landed. Aguilera didn't even flinch. Sanchez barely missed with that first right hand, landed the second one big.
The over-under, according to Vegas, 3.5 rounds. Let's see if Sanchez can make it to the fourth.
Just missed with that overhand right, Aguilera did.
I got to tell you, though, I like the pace that Frank Sanchez is operating at. Against Fernandez, who was basically a blown-up cruiserweight who had been knocked out by Tom Schwartz, he was just all over the place, throwing punches from different angles. This is a solid pace he's starting at. I think that right hand is going to come.
Sanchez, a massive favorite, listed at minus 5,000, 50-1. So if you put your money on Aguilera, you still have hope. He's still standing up, although a big right hand towards the end of the round there from the big Cuban. Chris, what is it about Sanchez that makes other heavyweights avoid it?
Well, it's high risk, low reward. And it's not just Cuban heavyweights that deal with this. Young prospects coming up that don't have a fan base behind them, they have a hard time.
Well, big overhand right. Aguilera was complaining about it. And while he was doing that, Sanchez got him again. And that really ticked Aguilera off.
Protect yourself at all times.
That's exactly what Floyd Mayweather took advantage with Victor Ortiz. Always keep your eyes on your opponent.
Victor Ortiz also apologized like 12 times.
Either way, that put some life into this fight.
Yeah, I was taught never complain to the referee. You know, you get hit low, you get it back. You get hit behind the head, you get it back.
Aren't you the same guy that was screaming at judges one time ringside?
That was after the fight's over.
Okay, all right.
It's within round one, and whenever it ends, that Sergio doesn't complain.
True class act, Sergio Moore.
Aguilera just came up short with that right hand. Aguilera has some nice punches. The thing about him, he has good timing. He knows how to close the speed. So if Sanchez gets lazy and not careful, Aguilera will catch him.
And speaking of judges, Chris, how much do judges, in your opinion, in front of these large crowds, get affected by those reactions?
Well, the really good ones don't. And the main event has a trio of, I think, really solid judges. Steve Weisfeld is another top judge that I would want on every card. So on lower cards, inexperienced judges, maybe. But the ones we have tonight, I think they're really good.
Do you see any light at the end of the tunnel right now for Aguilera, Chris?
Not in terms of winning.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I'd like to see that again, but it looked like Aguilera turned his head, which is something that the referee can't prevent. And in a way, that's Aguilera's fault if he turned his head and got hit behind the head. Yeah, Aguilera's not getting up. He looks in pain. Here we're going to see if it's an illegal shot. It's a cuffy shot around the head, but there's nothing that can be done right there. That was a punch, a legal punch by Frank Sanchez that went around the guard of Aguilera.
I got to be honest, Sergio, it didn't look like that landed at all. It hit the shoulder first and then grazed the back of the head of Nagi Aguilera. That was a delayed reaction. And you have to ask, is he looking for a way out?
Yeah, you're right there. It's a cuffing shot that landed on the top of the shoulder, and it didn't really land hard on the shoulder either. It kind of slid through the top of the head of Aguilera there.
Well, he gets 5 minutes to recover.
But here's the thing, Todd. Look, I'm not demeaning this fighter. He's brave to step up, but that's the thing about journeymen. If they can find a way out without fighting, that's why they keep getting to this stage.
Well, the crowd saw the replay, and you can hear their reaction. They were not impressed.
That and he's very adamant, very physical right now. Like he could still continue, like he still has fight in him, but he doesn't want to continue. Yeah, they're taking off the gloves now.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ruben Perez calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 1 minute and 42 seconds of round number 6. There was an accidental foul. The red corner cannot continue. More than 4 rounds have been completed, therefore we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges, Glenn Feldman, Javier Alvarez, and Tim Cheatham, scored this bout identically, 60-54. For your winner, by unanimous decision. He's still undefeated, and still the WBC Continental America's heavyweight champion, Frank, the Cuban Flash Sanchez.
Here's our tale of the tape as Suleiman Sissoko takes on two-class Kieran Conway. Conway, 25 years old. They're both about the same height, weight, but the reach, 3 inches. The advantage for the Englishmen. Were scheduled for 10 rounds here tonight in Arlington. Round 3 scheduled for 10. Kieran Conway fighting out of Northampton, United Kingdom. Sissoko fighting out of France by way of Senegal. Who would you give those first 2 rounds to?
I think they were pretty easy for Sissoko. It's just, really clean, long punching. And at this distance, I don't think Conway's going to be successful. He's going to have to break that distance, get in range, and try to rough up Sissoko to the body or the shoulders, anything. Right there, that's when you should work your magic.
Do you think Virgil Hunter has Sissoko disciplined enough to the point that he will refuse to get into any sort of brawl? He will continue just to stay outside and be a boxer?
Absolutely. I mean, he made a career, a great career, with Andre Ward doing that.
Well, listen, Sissoko has admitted in past interviews that he lacks a little aggressiveness, perhaps due to his quiet nature outside of the ring, and he's been working with Hunter to bring a little bit more of an edge.
Yeah, but you could have said the exact same thing about the great Andre Ward, but Ward was mean. He fought monsters and was mean. He didn't have to give you all that loudmouth stuff or looking for big shots. He was a technician in there. See, Conway's just, he's befuddled there. The long arms, he's being hypnotized by that jab, long time jab. It's hard to get in there, and this is the reason, I didn't like this fight for Conway. It's just a wrong style matchup by a hungry, undefeated, well-schooled fighter in Sissoko. He doesn't stand in front of Conway too long. He's always using angles, always using different positions, setting up.
You mentioned that Conway needs to force Sissoko to kind of get into more of a fight with him. How does he do that? How does he bully him into changing strategy?
Well, he just tried to be physical there. With a headlock, he needs to get inside those long arms and get roughed up.
So 6 minutes left for Conway to pull out something extremely unlikely. He's got to most likely finish Sissoko.
And this is the fight right
there's
there.
An uppercut, and he dropped him. Is that a knockdown?
Yes, it is. That's a count. Conway got dropped.
That was Sissoko. Maybe it hit him right in the eye, but what a turn of events.
Conway dropped Sissoko right then. That was a long count.
He's okay, or at least seemingly so. What a moment here for Conway. He's been dominated for the better part of 8 full rounds, and here comes Northampton's Conway looking for a huge finish.
I kept talking about Sissoko's uppercut, but it was Conway's uppercut that did all the damage.
This is his moment. He can't let the Frenchman off the hook.
And I've been there before. He got hit in the middle of the eye, in the eye socket. Those hurt right there. If Conway knows how hurt he is, he should jump on Sissoko right now. Any punch is gonna hurt.
You can hear James Conway, his father, willing his son in there. The jab pushed Sissoko back. A big swinging right hand from Conway. He said, listen, I may only have 3 knockouts, but I've got power. I will get the respect of Sissoko. He has it now.
Well, it took 9 rounds, but he definitely got the respect from Sissoko. It was a long count right there, and it was definitely an uppercut that dropped him.
There's an uppercut from Sissoko. Oh, what a big right hand. Sissoko's best punch of the fight. Conway's going to have to eat a couple of those, though, if he wants to land shots of his own.
Yeah, no urgency being shown by Conway. Right here, double and triple your way in. Look for that same uppercut again. The effects are still lingering for Sissoko.
"30 seconds left. Did Conway let the moment pass him by?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. With 20 seconds left, Sissoko's just going to put it on cruise control now.
Another jab, why not, from Sissoko. Sticking and moving. Does Conway have one final flurry left in him? And that's it. I asked you earlier, what would Sissoko do when he had to face adversity?
And this is what you want to see. He faced it, he was hurt, and he passed the test.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action here in Arlington, Texas, we go to the judges' score totals. Don Griffin, 97-92 for Conway. David Iokabuchi, 96-93 for Sissoko. And Judge Jesse Reyes scores this contest 95-94 for your winner by split decision. And the new WBA Intercontinental Super Welterweight Champion, Suleiman TKO Sissoko.
Listen, Todd, I agree with 97-92. 96-93 I can understand, but 95-94 I just do not get. But then again,
wait a second,
we are in Texas.
One of the judges scored it for Conway 97-92. You agree with that, Conway?
No way. I had this clearly for Sissoko. 97-92 makes sense for me.
I don't think you're understanding. Someone scored it 97-92 for Conway.
I just do not understand that.
Here's our tail of the tape for our co-main event of the evening. It's for the 108-pound WBO World Championship. Elwin Soto is your title holder, 24 years old, 5'3" with a 64-inch reach. Katsunari Takayama, he is coming out of retirement essentially to try and win one more title. Takayama took this fight on less than a month's notice, said when he was approached with the offer, he said yes without any hesitation. Sergio, why would you say no? A world title opportunity in front of 70,000 fans at the age of 37?
Absolutely, 37 or not. This is a man that's
a big right hand, and that buckled the Lightning Kid, who's in trouble already in round 1.
Yeah, he was just moving over to his left there, switched off momentarily, and that right hand landed clean on the jaw.
And Takayama keeps his chin up. That's another reason that punch landed right there. He fights too erect. He should bend his knees and chin a little bit.
Something to remember, this is an enormous ring, courtesy of Billy Joe Saunders, 22 feet. A lot of room for Takayama to move in.
There's another right hand. And a jab. And he might go down right here at the end of the first round. Soto clubs him again with a left hook. Takayama trying to make it out of round 1, and he does, but barely. Oh, a straight right hand. What a counter. Soto landing some heavy shots. Not sure that Takayama is going to make it out of this round.
And that's the right hand I was talking about, Todd. He's keeping his chin too high. He needs to bend them legs, tuck that chin in.
He looks fragile every time he gets caught, and he moves away with his defense too low. He's loose and he's looking good with the jab movement, but he's in range. His guard's too low, and then punches are landing too flush.
And look, even in these weight classes matter. We saw with Felix Alvarado when he fought DJ Creel. DJ Creel coming up in weight to 108 pounds, he was just outmatched physically. So you're looking at a natural 108 right now versus a guy that's just working his way up there.
One big shot's not going to take out Takayama because it's already landed. It's little short combinations like Soto just did right there that's going to break down Katsunari Takayama.
Uppercut again from Soto. Takayama answers back in kind. If this is indeed Takayama's final fight, he's going out with all his heart. A true Japanese warrior. Look at him standing in the pocket with Elwin Soto.
What heart on Takayama coming forward.
Cut with a big uppercut. Buckled again.
Good body shot by Takayama. He doesn't stop investing in the body.
That right hand to the temple affected Takayama. Left hook, right hand. Soto scoring now. Takayama with a counter right.
Takayama's powers of recovery and the ability to take these shots is fascinating.
Well, the power edge goes to Soto. The heart edge goes to Takayama.
And what heart on Takayama. He's taking these punches, coming forward, still digging down to the body. And Soto just landing punches.
When the referee steps in and stops it. Oh, my word. You got to let a warrior go out on his shield.
That is unbelievable. Lawrence Cole steps in and stops this fight before Takayama gets knocked down, before he gets seriously hurt. That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing for a man that has 40 fights, only been stopped one time. How do you not give a legend like this any time to do something great, especially when it's coming close to the championship rounds?
Yeah, I agree with all three of you because that was a terrible stoppage. I mean, come on, Takayama's in there. He's fighting his heart out. He's almost having a swan song payday here and a final fight for the fans and for himself. And he's been robbed of that opportunity now to finish strong and see the distance.
And without further ado, let's go to our tale of the tape for our main event of the evening. It is for the unified super middleweight championship of the world. Both men in their fighting primes. Billy Joe Saunders, 2 inches taller than Canelo, will have a slight reach advantage. Both men look as fit as could be at yesterday's weigh-in. This, of course, is scheduled for 12 rounds. Chris Mannix, how do you have it scored through 3?
I've got it 2 rounds to 1 in favor of Canelo Alvarez. I thought Billy Joe Saunders was the more active fighter in that first round while Canelo was feeling him out. But as you heard Eddie Reynoso say, Canelo is settling into a rhythm here. He's landing his power shots, and Billy Joe Saunders, at least through the first 3 rounds, not throwing a lot of power punches back.
Nice scoring sequence there for Billy Joe Saunders. Carl, what would you like to see him do differently?
More of that. I'd like to see these combination punches. When he throw 3 or 4 shots, then get back off there. You don't need to sit in range and be on the end of these big shots because Canelo will be happy to just back him up like that.
Straight right hand scores for Canelo. Now he's throwing more power punches. He's certainly settling in as BJ waves him in.
Saunders needs to double and triple up that jab. Back up, Canelo. Maybe you could get something going with the combination just like that.
That's right. Put the shots together. Get some work. Catch the judge's eyes. Don't just sit there and soak up these big counters. It's good work from Billy. Nice head movement. Coming after that little combination. This is what he needs more of.
Just missing with that uppercut. You hear the crowd's reaction.
And that's the punch that Canelo is barely missing. That's the 4th big uppercut that just missed the chin of Billy Joe Saunders.
Straight right hand from Canelo to the body as well.
There's the uppercut, and he nods yes that time.
Mouthpiece almost came flying out of BJ Saunders there.
Mannix asked why fighters shake no. He said, yes, you got me there. Swing and a miss by Canelo. You don't see him miss by that much too often. Saunders doing the job defensively and caught him with a quick short hook on the inside.
Good catch and counter by Saunders right there. He needs to be busier, Carl, but with the jab, smart jab, just like that.
Smart jab, yeah. Don't get too confident, but I don't want to speak too soon, but this is good work from Billy Joe Saunders.
This is great work by
He's
Saunders.
relaxed. You know, so he's relaxed. You said yourself, when his arms come down low a little bit, it looks dangerous, but that's when he's in his rhythm.
Carl, the path to victory for BJ Saunders seemed extremely slim coming into this fight, but this appeared to be the blueprint if he was to pull it off.
That's right, he's doing exactly what he needs to do if he is to get the victory here tonight. He needs to be busy with the combination punches. I mean, he's not being that busy because he's not being put under relentless pressure from Canelo. He's being clever with his feet. He's cutting the ring off Canelo, but he's not under major pressure. So Billy Joe Saunders can relax until them big shots come. I mean, that was a right hook.
Right around the guard, too. Landed on the chin. Saunders shook it off. Sticks his tongue out right now. That's a Tyson Fury move.
Well, this is the mind games. You see at the start of the round, his arms up, playing to the crowd.
But that's what Canelo does to opponents. He makes you keep your punches holstered. He doesn't want to. You don't want to punch against Canelo because you know something's going to be returning. Explosive counter puncher Canelo is.
All right, Carl, let's hear your scorecard right now. How do you have it through 7 full rounds?
68-66 to Canelo. He had a great start. Finished pretty strong. The last round, I didn't separate in the last round. But 68-66 Canelo. He's only 2 rounds up.
Saunders took an awkward step back, and now he's holding on. Chris, your scorecard, you've got Saunders ahead.
I've got it 68-65 in favor of Billy Joe Saunders. I look at the last couple of rounds, Carl, and you see Canelo landing big shots like he is here.
And look, the right eye of Saunders is swelling up. Canelo rallying his troops here at AT&T Stadium.
And this is what Canelo does to opponents. He breaks down opponents and makes them weary of the shots that are coming their way.
He's like a matador.
Well, that's the power from Canelo. Billy says he's okay, but this is a bad moment for him in this fight.
He predicted a KO in round 8 or 9, and he's heating up right now.
I don't like the body language, how he's reacting to the feints. Billy Joe Saunders is biting on feints now.
That's because he's worried about the power.
Exactly.
He's not sure what's happening with his eye until he gets back to his corner.
And he's quick to smother the attack of Canelo, hugging and breaking the distance instead of countering back.
Oh, and a straight right hand.
Yeah, Billy Joe needs to hear this bell here, get to the corner and regroup.
Nice left uppercut from Canelo. This is his best round. So perhaps order has been restored if you're a Canelo Alvarez fan. Canelo acting like he's already knocked him out. And it is over. They have stopped the fight. They have stopped the fight. It is over. Canelo gets the knockout win. I'm not sure what happened in the corner of Saunders. Nevertheless, the pound-for-pound king with another win in the Lone Star State.
When the going got tough, Billy Joe Saunders didn't get up from the stool. That eye prevented him from fighting his fight.
Well, that is a real shame. And his eye must be really bothering him because he's not the kind of guy to pull out. He was doing so well, he was having success. And for it to end like that, that's disappointing.